It is one of the worst versions of any song ever. Welcome back to Listography. Jason, Joe, and Krams are here. We just finished ranking the studio albums of Simon and Garfunkel, and now we are going to give our top 10 favorite songs.
I'll start this time. Number 10, Cecilia. You're breaking my heart and shaking my confidence daily. Kind of nice little tune about falling for a quite promiscuous woman, but it's just a great big beat sing-along. Number 9, I've got Cloudy. Nice little gorgeous acoustic guitar part. Love the bells in it. Number 8, I've got Somewhere They Can't Find Me. One of the only songs where there's a noticeable bass on it, I'd say. Like a little organ twist on it. It's less pretty than most of their stuff, and there's even kind of almost like a rock vocal performance, which I dig. Number 7, I've got The Only Living Boy in New York. Love kind of those hazy vocals, like chorus type vocals almost in the middle. Number 6, I've got Kathy's song, a little bit of a musical element in it that's going to show up later in my first pick, which so you probably already know what I'm talking about, but just think it's pretty simple, really pretty elements to it. Number 5, I've got the second, more electric version of Sound of Silence. I like kind of just, dark, ominous, and dreamy. I kind of think it's kind of about like this world, this surreal world they live in where no one has any like love left, so words and thoughts don't have any meaning, so it's essentially like being silent all the time. Number 4, I've got Scarborough Fair. I love really the mystical, enchanted sound of it all. Number 3, America. Just a really great painting of 60s youth culture, about falling in love and traveling across the states, and the metaphor of America, the duality of the metaphor being figurative and literal at the same time, is just great. And then the soprano sax is just really nice. Number 2, Bridge Over Troubled Water. Art Garfunkel nailed it. I believe I was reading they changed the key that it was written in when Paul decided he wanted Art to sing it so that Art would sound the best, and it worked. It was great. The reverb on the vocals are great, and the piano part's great. Beautiful chorus. Well, my number 1 is going to be a nice, simple song. Probably the only song I will ever have in our songs list under 2 minutes. April Come She Will. I just think it's elegant and delightful. When I play acoustic guitar a lot, it's usually kind of in this style where it's just really light, pretty finger picking. And I just think it's simple and beautiful composition. It gives me just makes me picture falling flowers and budding flowers and raindrops and just kind of changing of the seasons. Really nice, just, way to make something we take for granted really beautiful, like changing of the weather or the seasons. It's great. Those are the 10. Those are the correct 10. So good luck, guys.
All right. I went in a very different direction for my 10. My 10 kind of eschews the folk side of Simon Garfunkel for the kind of bigger production, the pop kind of songs, the more mainstream, I guess. So leading off my list, I have Hazy Shade of Winter, which is a very good song, and it was a good song for the Bangles, and that's kind of, how it's a good song when somebody 20 years later can cover it and it still kind of sounds relevant and good. Didn't lose any of its power over the years. Number 9, I have I Am a Rock. I think that was like their first really well-written song, just a real kind of good pop anthem. Number 8, Richard Cory, which is a good kind of protest, anti-capitalism, kind of a cool song, a little angrier than maybe most of their songs. Number 7, I have Cecilia, which was the lyrics "making love in the afternoon" apparently raised a big kind of, that was like too much, too explicit for the radio and music back in the 60s. So I always thought that was hilarious. Number 6, I have Fakin' It, which is kind of, it has a spoken word part, which you would think would be a big turnoff for me, but I like kind of the bigness of the sound. There's some horns, I think a viola in there. Just has a nice big sound to it. Number 5, Bridge Over Troubled Water, even though I think it gets a little too much at the end. Art Garfunkel's vocals are just perfect, and kind of wish he had a little more maybe solo action. Kind of like, if he was this good, singing solo, why didn't he have more kind of chance to show that off? Always bugged me that he didn't get a little more opportunity. Number 4, I have The Boxer, which is kind of another maybe angrier song. Paul Simon kind of hitting back at his critics. Number 3, America, just a good kind of jaunty, pop song written kind of about Paul Simon's girlfriend, and they're kind of traveling around. It's very kind of cute, and I guess cutesy is a good word for it. Number 2, The Only Living Boy in New York, just a really pretty song with a really nice chorus. And number 1, I got Homeward Bound, very big and bright and bouncy, and kind of what I associate the sound of Simon and Garfunkel as being more of that pop sound and less of kind of the strummy folk stuff.
All right, I'll get into my list now, and mine starts off where yours finished. My number 10 is Homeward Bound. My number 9 is going to be The Boxer. These are some of like their bigger, louder, poppier songs, I guess you'd call them. Number 8, I have what I think is the standout from their debut album, Bleecker Street. At number 7, I have Leaves That Are Green. As mentioned in the previous video, it's got this kind of sort of really like blonde on blonde Bob Dylan type of sound to it. At number 6, from the same record, I have A Most Peculiar Man, kind of an interesting sort of story song about a guy who dies and the neighbors sort of talking about him. At number 5, I've got Keep the Customer Satisfied. Really like the arrangement on this. A lot of horns, kind of a louder song of theirs. Number 4, I agree with Joe. Fakin' It is awesome, especially like these like sort of stomp and clap tracks. Number 3, I have America. It's kind of like a quintessential coming of age type of song. Number 2, I have April Come She Will. I agree with Cram. Just a beautiful song, really pretty, beautiful melody. But my favorite Simon and Garfunkel song is The Only Living Boy in New York. It's probably been my favorite song of theirs ever since the first time I heard it. It's super melodic. It's catchy, but it's also kind of like epic and sprawling at the same time. And I think the lyrics are great and the production on it's really cool. So that's my favorite one.
No love for Mrs. Robinson, huh? I like it, but couldn't make the list. And I really wanted to get Hazy Shade of Winter on there, but I just couldn't, knowing that I like the Bangles one more. Just kind of feel guilty about it, maybe. I don't know. There's that when that Bangles version hits with the electric guitar, and the drums is so badass. I love it.
Do you think the Sounds of Silence version by Disturbed is better than the original, or
I don't think about Disturbed.
It is one of the worst versions of any song ever. But I like the Lemonheads version of Mrs. Robinson more than Simon and Garfunkel's.
I was gonna ask about that. I definitely don't like it more, but I think it's pretty cool.
All right, so those are our top 10 songs of Simon and Garfunkel. Stay tuned. Tomorrow we will be doing a video on our favorite duos. Be sure to comment below with your favorite Simon and Garfunkel songs. Hit like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and we'll see you in the next one.